Hi everyone, happy International Yoga Day. My name is Purti and I've made this special video to honor the International Yoga Day and help you get inspired to do some yoga. I'm going to keep it very simple and easy so that you can get started no matter where you are and what your fitness level is. So I hope you practice with me and honor this special day. Let's get started.
Let's start by joining our hands in gratitude. Let's start with cat and camel as our warm-up. This will get our blood flowing and muscles ready to get into an intense workout. Make sure to breathe in when you lift your belly up and breathe out as you lift towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. Make sure to breathe in when you lift your belly up and breathe out as you expand and look up to the ceiling. Don't forget to keep breathing. As you start, breathe in, bend backwards, breathe out, bend forward, touch your toes. Breathe in as you take your leg back and hold it, and slowly breathe out as you go down. Then breathe in Cobra or Bhujangasana and breathe out in Parvatasana or Mountain. Breathe in as you take one leg in the front, breathe out as you touch your toes, and then breathe in as you go up and breathe out. Repeat this for 5 cycles. A Surya Namaskara being led by one leg is half a cycle, and when you repeat the same thing led by the other leg completes the cycle. So this way you have to do 5 cycles. Most of you must have already done this at some point in your life, so this shouldn't be too hard. Just make sure that you're comfortable and not overwhelming your body. If you feel you need the support of your knees when you go down after the plank, please go ahead. Breathing is very important. Don't ever hold your breath. It is important to take it at your own pace. Do remember that more than the movement and the posture, breathing is essential. And do not control your breath. Let it flow as it wants to. With every new cycle, try to stretch a little bit further. Try to push your limits more and make sure to feel the stretch. It's a good sign if you're sweating by now, so keep going. Let your heart rate increase as you will be resting very soon. This is a great way to start your morning. This is a typical Vinyasa Surya Namaskara. There are a few variations when you do Ashtanga or Hatha flow, but this is a simple Vinyasa flow and I'm sure all of you will be able to do this. Now it's time to relax. Shake your legs, shake your hands. Stay in neutral position and just breathe. Give yourself some time. Now we will get into the next posture. Starting with the Surya Namaskara, we are going into Sun Warrior. This is also called as Virabhadrasana in Sanskrit. It's very simple. As you go into your Surya Namaskara, bring your right leg in the front. Make sure that it is bent at a 90-degree angle and keep your left leg straight. Now align both your hands and go down. If you can touch your toes, then please feel free to do so. Keep your hands on the ground and look up. Try to keep your eyes on your thumb or the ceiling. Slowly come back, and now we will do the same thing on the other side. Starting with the Surya Namaskara, we get into Bhujangasana and then Mountain or Parvatasana, and then we keep our left leg in the front. Make sure your right knee is straight, left knee bend at 90 degrees, and then bring both your shoulders at the same level and slowly go down. If this is too hard for you, don't worry. Just keep your left hand on your left knee and look up. Keep breathing. Make sure you don't stop breathing. Do it at a normal pace. Now come back. Bring your hands down. Then get into a plank. And then Bhujangasana, and slowly back into Parvatasana, and then we end our Surya Namaskar. Shake your hands and legs, relax for a bit, breathe in and breathe out. By now you will be sweating, and that's a clear sign that your fat is starting to burn and your body is getting into a good workout. Alright, the next one. Now we will do a form of Viparita Virabhadrasana. Ideally you have to bend your knees here, but I know that it's not easy for a lot of you, so just do the simple variation where you just bend backwards, stretch your abs, stretch your obliques, and try to touch the calf muscle with your hand. If you are comfortable here, feel free to bend your front leg at 90 degrees so that your knee is giving you support. Now the next one is a simple variation to Natarajasana. So pick up your right leg with your right hand, hold it firmly at the ankle, and slowly try to balance. If you can, bend down while keeping your left leg straight and try to touch your left palm to the ground. If you're able to balance here, that's great. Give yourself some credit. And then shake it off, breathe in, breathe out. Now on to the next side. Hold your left ankle with your left hand and balance. Balance it there as you slowly go down and try to touch your right palm to the ground. If you can balance, it's great. Even if you wobble like me, that's fine. Just keep doing your best. This is one of my favorite asanas. It's called Natarajasana for a reason. Now on to the next one. The next one is called Ekapada Utkatasana. The simple variation is called Utkatasana, where you just squat on both your legs. Here I'm trying to show you balancing on one leg only. So this is called Ekapada Utkatasana. where you try and balance on one leg while you're squatting. Join your hands together and bend your right leg and place your ankle on your left knee. Moving to the next side. Place your left ankle on your right knee, join your palms together and bend. This is a great asana to stretch your glute muscles and outer thigh muscles. This is one place where we hold a lot of tension and we don't usually stretch it. So do as much as you can. Even if you can't squat, try and balance in that position. As a small variation, you can also just hold your ankle like this and stand. For beginners, this is a great way to achieve balance and not stress. Don't forget to keep breathing. Now we get into Hasta Padangushtasana. Hold your right leg toe with your right hand and slowly stretch. Use the support of a table or the wall. Don't stress and slowly stretch. Just do the best you can. Don't overwhelm yourself. Make sure that you're not hurting yourself in the process. Keep breathing and we repeat the same thing on the other side. It's okay if you lose balance and fall, that's fine. But try your best by taking the support of a wall or a table. Now just shake it off, relax, breathe in deeply, breathe out. Now moving to some asanas on the floor. Now we get into Ardha Matsyendrasana, which is also known as half lords of the fish pose. This is a simple variation. It's not the advanced form of Ardha Matsyendrasana. This is a simple one where you just have to bend your right leg and place it across your left leg, and then place your left hand across your right leg and try to hold your left leg toes. Do as much as you can. Don't worry if you can't reach them. Now we repeat the same thing on the other side. Try as much as you can, don't push yourself too much. Now place your right hand behind you and turn. Keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Keep breathing in and breathing out. Now shake your legs, relax. Take a short break for a few seconds and then we go into butterfly pose, or as we call it in Sanskrit, Baddha Konasana. Try and bend forward. Push yourself a little bit here. This is great to stretch your inner thigh muscles. Try and push your legs down with your elbows and bend forward. If you do this regularly, you'll be able to stretch better within a few months. Now, take a short break, breathe in, breathe out. Now, we move to Vajrasana. This is very simple. Try and sit on both your ankles. This is great if you have varicose veins. Now, what I'm doing here is called Supta Vajrasana. This is just to push your limits and try and place your back on the ground. If this is not possible for you, don't worry. Just stay in Vajrasana and keep breathing. If you push yourself every day, bit by bit, you will see improvements. And then one day you can lie on the floor flat on your back, just like this. Keep breathing, guys. This is very important. Coming back, we sit in Vajrasana. Breathe in, breathe out. And then we stretch our back muscles a bit. Keeping your legs straight with your knees straight. Now just slowly bend towards your right side. You can feel your back muscles stretching. This is great. Now bend to your left. Wonderful. Good job. Now bring your feet towards your glutes and slowly bend back. This is also known as Setu Bandhasana, which some of you may know as the bridge pose. So just make sure that you're slowly lifting your glutes up and back down. If you're looking to lose weight in your lower body, this is a great exercise. So keep bringing your glutes down and then lift them up. If you can, try and hold your ankles with your hands, but if not, don't worry. Keep your focus on your glutes. Feel the stretch, contract your muscles as you lift up towards the ceiling and let go as you go down. Keep breathing in and breathing out. This should be fairly easy for most of you. And do this for about 20 counts. That shouldn't be hard. Now you can let go, relax and come up. Now slowly turn and lie on your stomach. We slowly get into Dhanurasana. Now slowly bend your knees and hold your ankles with your palms just like I'm doing. And lift. Lift your upper body as well as your thighs. This is a great stretch for your lower body as well as upper body. You can literally feel the muscles stretching. So this is called Dhanurasana because our pose looks like a bow warrior. Balance on your stomach as much as you can. If it's too hard, go back down, release and try again. But don't give up. Now lift up and try to come back to child pose. Now turn and lie on your back. Hug your knees and give your back a small massage. Try and roll on your back as much as you can. This helps relieve your back muscles and gets the blood flowing. This is called Uttan Padasana, where you lift your legs as much as you can and balance your hip on your hands. Try and reach the ceiling. Try and lift your legs as high as you can. Now stay here in this position. It's not easy. I'm trying my best and so should you. Now slowly bend your knees and try to bring your hip back down to the ground. Don't make sudden movements, you could injure your back, so be gentle, come down carefully. The next one is Chakrasana. This is called Chakrasana because Chakra in Sanskrit means wheel. So when we do this asana, we look like a wheel. Slowly bend your knees and your elbows just like I'm showing, and then lift your hips up. If lifting is too hard, no problem. Just stay in this position and balance. If you can push further, then slowly put some pressure on your hands and lift your lower body. As you go up, stretch towards the ceiling as though you're tied by a rope and someone is pulling you from above. It looks difficult, but it really is not if you practice it every day. Practice makes perfect, so be patient with yourself. And stay there. Keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. And slowly come back down. If you can, count till 5 while you're on top or count till 3. There is no pressure. Now just bend your right knee towards your head and try to touch your forehead to your knee. This helps in stretching your thigh muscles again. Now repeat the same thing on your left side. If you can't touch your forehead to your knee, that's okay. Try to get as close to your knee as possible. Now the last part is Shavasana. This is where you do absolutely nothing and just relax. Let go completely, spread your feet. Place your hands next to you with your palms facing the ceiling and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Don't think about anything, avoid thoughts of any kind. And just relax. Now slowly lift your hands, bend your knees, turn to your right with the support of your left hand. Come up, sit straight, keep your eyes closed. Don't open them just yet. And now join your hands together and send your gratitude to Mother Earth and to the science of yoga for helping you get healthier wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was a productive session for you, and I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Happy International Yoga Day once again.